This episode of the Aaron Cohen Show was brought to you by the Cherries Deep Concealment Holster. Same holster I trained Keanu on for the John Wick franchise. This thing runs BWB or below the waistband. It's never going to fall off you. And lightning fast draw with just a little bit of training. And zero digging into your gut. Finally, carry concealed with comfort. Go to cherriescounterterror.com. Grab yourself one of these bad boys. There's a bit of a lead time, but trust me, these things are worth the wait. They fit all double stacked 9 and 40 Glocks. Go to cherriescounterterror.com. Grab yourself one of these bad boys.
The amount of illegal fentanyl pouring into the United States is increasing, and so too are the dangers from the drug.
Fentanyl, a drug 50 times stronger than heroin with just 2 milligrams, enough to kill.
More than 200 Americans dying each and every day from overdosing on fentanyl.
So these two drug cartels from our neighbor, from Mexico, are responsible for almost 70,000 American deaths a year.
America is under siege, not from some distant enemy, but from the cartels smuggling fentanyl and violence into our neighborhoods. Over 300 Americans die every day from fentanyl overdoses. The cartels are and have been waging a war on our communities, and weak leadership has allowed this crisis to spiral out of control. But one man out of nowhere refuses to let this happen any longer. I give you President-elect Donald J. Trump. In just one phone call, Trump forced Mexico's leadership to take notice. With monster demands and zero tolerance for Mexico's inaction, Trump not only pressured Mexico's president, but sent a very clear message to the cartels. Your days are numbered. And tonight, I'm going to break down how this single phone call is already causing waves and why the Mexican president, Claudia Sheinbaum's leadership, has failed to address cartel violence and how Trump's borders are. Tom Homan is leading the charge. Let's start by diving into Trump's most daring move yet, deploying U.S. Special Operations Forces to take down these cartels if needed.
To restoring strong border security, I will deploy all necessary military assets, including the U.S. Navy, to impose the full naval embargo on the cartels. I will order the Department of Defense to make appropriate use of special forces, cyber warfare, and other overt and covert actions to inflict maximum damage on cartel leadership, infrastructure, and operations.
Border security isn't just about walls and patrols. It's about going after the root of the problem, the cartels. And Trump has made it clear that he's ready to treat cartels as the terrorist organizations they are. And for good reason. These aren't just drug runners. These are armed militias with monster resources, deep connections, and zero regard for human life. Trump's boldest move? Using U.S. Special Operations Forces to dismantle these criminal empires if it comes down to it. Now, I'm not saying that this is going to happen tomorrow. This is just something that Trump has signaled. So what does that look like on the ground? I want you to picture this. Intelligence-driven precision operations conducted by elite teams like Army Rangers, Navy SEALs, Green Berets, Delta Force, MARSOC, operators that are highly trained for high-threat environments, who specialize in going after leadership, disrupting supply lines, recovering hostages, whatever's necessary. And with their advanced training and technology and weapons, these teams can operate in ways that local forces can never touch. The cartel's financial and operational centers, hidden in remote jungle compounds, or fortified urban strongholds where these guys are pumping out that fentanyl. These would become primary targets using real-time intel from America's drones, satellites, human sources. Special ops forces could carry out surgical strikes to capture or eliminate these cartel leaders once and for all.
Go, 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 go.
You're talking about some of the finest door kickers on the planet here. Professional athlete level special operations teams that would put these cartels on the run once and for all. Now, I want to be clear about this. This isn't about invading Mexico or undermining its sovereignty. This is about action aimed at destroying this threat before it can continue to harm more Americans. And Trump's willingness to deploy or have the conversation about deploying shows that he understands the stakes. And he's not playing around. These cartels aren't just a Mexican problem. These are an existential threat to America's safety and security. Every single day, over 300 Americans die from fentanyl overdoses. That's the equivalent of a commercial airliner crashing daily, just to give you perspective, with every passenger lost on board. This is what the cartels are doing to the United States right now. Flooding our streets with poison, killing our young people, and profiting from their death. And yet, under Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum, cartel violence has only grown worse. Critics have slammed Sheinbaum for being soft on cartels and failing to address their dominance. And her progressive policies focus on social issues, while the cartels operate with impunity, unchecked here, and it throughout Mexico. Meanwhile, the U.S. has left to deal with the consequences. And that's why Donald Trump's phone call to Sheinbaum was so interesting to me. In a single conversation, 50-odd days before he's even president, Trump demanded accountability, crack down on the cartels, secure the border, or face severe economic consequences. And this is Trump's style. It's direct, it's unapologetic, and it's results-driven. Let's talk about the leverage that Trump has. Mexico's economy relies heavily on trade with the United States. Industries like automotive manufacturing send billions of dollars across the border each year. Trump knows this. He's a businessman. He's always been a businessman before he was ever a politician. And he's not afraid to use it as a bargaining chip. Now, we've seen this playbook before. Remember when Trump renegotiated NAFTA into the USMCA? Mexico came to the table because Trump made it clear. Meet America's demands or face economic consequences. This time, he's doing the same thing, but the stakes are higher. Trump has made it clear that if Mexico doesn't act, the U.S. will. Tariffs, trade restrictions, or even direct military intervention are on the table. It's very refreshing. Sheinbaum knows this, and that's why her administration is starting to move some pieces around and scramble. Because Trump's leadership isn't about bullying. Let me make that clear. It's about protecting American lives and jobs. America first. It's time. So who does Trump lean on to execute his vision? Trump has tapped one of the toughest enforcers in the game, Tom Homan. And as the new border czar, Homan is no stranger to fighting back. During Trump's first term, Homan reduced illegal immigration by nearly 50% as the acting director of ICE. His philosophy, pretty no BS. Enforce the law, protect Americans, and we don't back down. But Homan isn't just battling cartels. He's up against resistance here at home from these emerging sanctuary cities. And these cities actively shield illegal immigrants, even those with serious criminal records, Tren de Aragua, and thousands of more, infiltrated this country. Homan has been outspoken about this issue, calling sanctuary policies dangerous and irresponsible. And I agree with him. He's described them as magnets for illegal immigration and safe havens for criminals. So how will Homan address this? Here's what I think. You can expect him to push for federal task forces that bypass local jurisdictions, focusing on those high-risk offenders, which he's been very clear about, and advocate for withholding federal funding from uncooperative cities. Homan knows the battle won't be easy, but I can tell you just from watching this guy, he's ready for it. And with Trump behind him, I think he's going to have some operational success. And let's not forget the time he clashed with Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez during a congressional hearing when AOC accused Homan of inhumane policies on family separations. He fired back with facts. It was funny. I've watched that clip a zillion times, explaining how Congress's failure to fix immigration laws created the issue. Have a look.
Mr. Homan, your name is on this. Is this correct?
Yes, I signed that memo.
So you are the author of the family separation policy?
I am not the author of this memo.
You're not the author, but you signed the memo.
Yes, a zero tolerance memo.
So you provided the official recommendation to Secretary Nielsen on for the United States to pursue family separation.
I gave Secretary Nielsen numerous recommendations on how to secure the border and save lives.
But it says here that you gave her numerous options, but the recommendation was option 3, family separation.
What I'm saying, this is not the only paper where we've given the Secretary numerous options to secure the border and save lives.
And so the recommendation, of the many that you recommended family separation.
I recommended zero tolerance.
Which includes family separation.
The same as is with every U.S. citizen parent gets arrested when they're with a child.
Zero tolerance was interpreted as the policy that separated children from their
If I get arrested for DUI and I have a young child in the car, I'm going to be separated. When I was a police officer in New York and I arrested a father for domestic violence, I separated that father from his
Mr. Homan,
family.
with all due respect, legal asylees are not charged with any crime.
When you're into the country illegally, it's violation 8 United States Code 1325.
Seeking asylum is legal.
If you want to seek asylum, you go through the port of entry, do it the legal way. The Attorney General of the United States has made that clear.
Okay.
And so that moment went viral because it showed exactly who Tom is. Unapologetic, focused on the truth, and an unwavering commitment to securing our borders. This guy's serious. He's a national security treasure. And this is the leadership that America needs. Someone who can stand up to the political grandstanding nonsense and keep the focus purely on public safety. So question, what does this all mean for 2024 moving forward? It means Trump isn't just talking. He's already delivering results and he's still not in office yet. And the phone call is a preview of what I believe is what's to come in his second term. Proper, no-nonsense leadership, action, and commitment to protecting America. Compare this to the other candidates. Do they have a proven record of taking on the cartels? Has anybody? Do they have leaders like Tom Homan ready to execute any vision? No. Trump's America First policies aren't just slogans. These are actual operational plans that he plans on carrying out. And the stakes couldn't be higher. Every day we delay, more lives are lost to fentanyl, more communities devastated by cartel violence, and America's sovereignty continues to erode. And that's why the United States put Trump in office. This guy's the only leader with the courage and the balls to act up. I just want to say this, though. This isn't about Trump. It's about all of us. It's about protecting our families, securing our borders, and standing up to these criminals who think that they can operate with impunity within the United States. I can tell you from my days in the Israeli special operations world, weakness invites chaos and strength breeds respect. And Trump's leadership proves that America wins when you lead with strength. I want to thank you guys for watching the Aaron Cohen Show. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Do you think Trump's strategy is going to work? Should the U.S. take even tougher action against the cartels? Do me a favor, though, make sure to subscribe. Do me a favor, support the show. Hit the link in the description down below and join my Season 1 sponsorship team. Grab yourself a mini sponsorship package. They start at about $25. Helps keep the lights on in the studio. We're independently produced. Also, this episode of The Aaron Cohen Show, sponsored by the Cherry's Deep Concealment Holster. Same holster I trained Keanu on for the John Wick franchise. Zero digging into your gut. The first ever comfortable appendix inside the waistband holster. Rides below the waistband. Zero digging into the gut. Lightning fast draw with just a little bit of training. And really, really comfortable. grab yourself one of these bad boys. Bit of a lead time. Trust me, it's worth it. I want to thank you guys for joining me on this one. Let me know what you think down in the comments. I'm Aaron Cohen. You're watching The Aaron Cohen Show, and I will catch you on the next one.